want you guys to know, I put pants on to do this review, so I hope you watch this. Okay, here is the 2025 Tiger Sport 800, Tiger 800 Sport, however they call it. The girlfriend just picked this up because the lowrider was a bit too much for her to move around, stuff like that, heavy wise, and she wanted something she could kind of go on longer roads, and have wind protection, things like that. She did order the bags because that was one thing that she didn't have on her lowrider. The ones that are on there now were mine from my old Street Bob. We ordered bags and a low seat because she is short like me. So yeah, going over everything. MSRP of $12,495. 113 horsepower, 61.9 foot-pounds of torque. It is the triple. Let's see, 32.8 inch seat height. I believe the low seat takes it down about an inch, so take it down to about 32 inches altogether. 471 pounds, and it does come with a quick shifter and cruise control, which are two of her big things. Mainly the cruise control. She's never used a quick shifter before. I have never used a quick shifter before, so those will be interesting. One of the cool things that I did like about this is they were talking, you can just, if the suspension needs adjusted, you can reach down and just grab this lever and change it for harder or softer on the fly. So that's pretty sweet. Relatively new bike. I believe this is the first model year for these ones. So we're kind of in the delays of aftermarket items coming out for it. But I have never really ridden like a tour, sport tour, whatever you want to call it, kind of bike. I asked ever so nicely if it was okay if I did like a first ride review on it. So we're going to take this thing out hopefully before it rains and see how it does, see how I like it. Yeah, 17-inch wheels front and rear. Looks like they come with the Michelin Road 5s. Great tires. I love those tires. Very confidence-inspiring tires. Viper doing Viper things, just being a jerk and pulling around somebody with their turn signal on. What a jerk. Alright, so initial takeoff, I feel like the takeoff power was good. First gear carried for a long time, but then I felt like I was going through gears pretty quickly. Maybe just to not be revving it out so much. I'm on the balls of my feet on this. I have like a 29-inch inseam, 29, 30, whatever. Some days I feel like some pants fit a little different. I never actually measured it, but some pants I wear 29, some pants I wear 30. But I also don't like my pants go all the way down to like early 2000s pants. Like I don't do like the ankle showing thing. So 5'7", if that matters. But it is easy to stand on. This windscreen is adjustable. I feel like it might need to maybe move it up or down a little bit. I think it's at the highest point. When we were riding the other day, I did notice her pulling it up a couple of times. So I don't know if maybe it slips and falls down. So maybe we'll look into that and see if that happens at all on this ride. But if you happen to see the video where she was eyeballing my bar bag, I got her one so that she has her own now. But yeah, I mean, very, very smooth. This is a super smooth ride. I feel like this is something you could ride on for hours. I do think where my feet are at feels very sporty to me. I know that it is a Tiger Sport, but it's still like a touring bike. But I don't know, maybe they feel like they should be like a touch lower, maybe a touch more forward, because I'm a little on the back. My feet are a little back from my knees. So I feel like if you were much taller than I am, this maybe would feel cramped. I don't really feel necessarily cramped, but any smaller, and I would, any more up, I would feel more cramped. So I guess take that with what you will. It definitely feels like a very sporty riding position for it is a sport tourer, so I guess you'll have that. One thing that I've always been really weird about, and I don't know why this is, maybe it's because I've never really owned bikes that have fairings, is I've always been like naked bikes or like old cafe bikes, but like the triple tree isn't connected to the headlight, so it always kind of weirds me out. It's like a little pass-through tunnel. I don't know why that bothers me, but it's just weird. Maybe one of these days I'll own a sport bike and I'll understand. Like when I turn like this, my headlight doesn't also turn. If I want to look at something over there, I gotta turn the whole ass bike. We're gonna hop on the freeway, see how she handles. Maybe try out this quick shifter. But very smooth. Has that triple sound to it. The shifter is very smooth. The engine sounds very smooth. It's a distinct sound of like a triple. That triple and 4-cylinder sound's always been like a distinct thing. I guess for me, I'm more of a 270-degree parallel twin sound kind of guy. But this is nice. This is it does look like the brake lever is adjustable, clutch lever is not adjustable. Has a bunch of different features on here. I believe there's like a Bluetooth thing that you can get to this. You can have turn-by-turn pop up on your screen there. But she uses a quad lock, which looks a lot better anyways, because you can actually see the roads versus just an arrow telling you to turn in a couple hundred feet. I'm gonna take these stickers off. I think they'll warranty this one because it's got a bubble in it. Oh yeah, Road 5 tires just feel great. Absolutely great tires. I wish everything came with Road 5s on them. Like if it's not meant to go over like 100, it should have Road 5s. So the windscreen is actually doing great on the freeway. Like I barely feel any wind around. Like I can feel some at the top of my helmet, like the very top, but it's just kind of going over my helmet. Other than that though, like my chest area, this is like a vacuum of no moving air, like right in this area. This feels nice. You don't get that like wind on your chest, like your arms are super stressed out kind of feeling. Yeah, very comfy on the wind on this. Good passing power. Definitely would not feel at all bad about having to like hurry up and go around somebody on this. Especially, I mean, we're only at 5,000 RPMs, going about 70. So yeah, definitely plenty of room to stretch it out and get a little bit faster. Plenty of room for passing power. You can still downshift and pass people and not be like crazy high in the rev range. I'll say the way that this seat is designed, like it feels like, maybe it's just the way that my jacket's sitting or something, but it definitely feels like it has like a little like butt hugger kind of feeling to it, to where like you feel like planted in it. So yeah, like you're not gonna like slide forward or backwards on it. That is a nice feeling. I do feel like in this day and age though, for a $12,000 bike, it should have a hydraulic clutch. But that's just me. Cables are easy. They're definitely more cost effective. But at the $12,500 price range, you would think that you would have a hydraulic one for just that little bit easier of a pull on the levers. Quick shifter was a little weird. I tried a couple times there to go into fourth, and it was like the third try before it actually like shifted up. I tried doing the like getting off the throttle a little bit and getting back on, but it took 3 tries to get it. So I will probably just use the clutch lever when I want to shift. Somebody told me something about like the Euro 5 regulations that are like really like dolls down second gear, because that's where they do like their testing is like second gear at like X RPMs. So maybe that's why I like second gear on all these bikes lately. It's felt really kind of weird to me, but like there's just nothing there. Usually like on the Groms, like second gear is like the second and third are like the fun gears where you're really kind of taking your power on. But this definitely seems like a little like it died. Like first gear takeoff great, second gear just kind of like meh, and then third gear goes back into getting into the power. So I think maybe it has something to do with those Euro 5 regulations, but I'm assuming at some point somebody will come out with a tune with this that'll kind of take away all of that Euro 5 stuff. Luckily we live in Franklin County where there is no emissions checking, so it doesn't matter if you tune your stuff. Overall, I mean, it's a very comfortable feeling bike. Would I say it's necessarily like a super sporty bike? Do I think my MT-07 was probably faster than this? Probably. But it is very comfortable for what it is. She was down between this and the Tiger 660, which is based off like the Trident engine, and she just felt like that one didn't have enough power. Seat height and like the tank back, they're exactly the same. Like your seat height, all your suspension stuff, that's all the same between the 660 and the 800. The thing that she liked more about this was just the power delivery. This was a lot more powerful. Like the 660, she felt like she was really ringing it out all the time. And I've owned it, tried it. I got to try it right when they very first came out. I was like the first person in Columbus to pick one up. And it was a good bike. I've never been a fan of the triple sound, and then like at that point there was no aftermarket stuff. I think Yoshimura had talked about like they were in development of an exhaust and things like that. And then every exhaust clip that I did ever hear of them, they sounded like angry bumblebees. I don't know. But so she ended up going with this one because she liked the power of the 800 a lot more than the 660. Which, I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's great. I believe the price difference was like $3,000. So if you can swing the extra $3,000, I would definitely go with the 800 because everything is basically the same, other than you get a lot more power. They both have the quick shifter and the cruise control and all that stuff for 2025. It's just comes standard on everything. So if you can swing the extra money, get the 800 because it is going to have the more power, but the same feel. And of course, this hasn't been like crazy long of a ride, but the windshield just stayed exactly where I left it. So maybe she was just adjusting it up and down a couple times just to see if she liked it better somewhere else. But so far, I like it in the all the way up position. At my 5'7" stature, it puts all of the air right over top of me, and I don't really feel any of that, so that's great. You do have adjustable Showa front forks. Looks like rebound and compression, maybe, or tension and compression. So if you are in the market for the Tiger Sport and you're debating between the 660 or the 800, just get the 800. The power is there. It all feels the same. Elise was trying to say that she felt like the 800 was taller. It's not. They're exactly the same. Same seat height, same everything. So if you are thinking about getting the 660 versus the 800, go with the 800 for the extra power. Unless like it's really out of your budget, but you know, treat yourself. I don't want to give this lady a chance to hit me again. But overall, great bike. Very smooth, very ready for some long trips. Easily, you can just sit on this thing for hours. This is nice. This is like if I was looking for a sport tour, this is the direction that I would be looking in. I feel like the wind protection is great between these little winglets on the side and then the adjustable windscreen. And in the price point for a sport tour, I think this is probably one of the best ones there are. You start getting into too crazy of a price point, and you know you're easily maxing out on the higher end of the teens, low end of the 20s for something with all of these features. But yeah, thanks for coming along. We have some accessories to put on this as soon as they come in. Some of them are on slight back order, so we'll try to get some of those things going too. But yeah, thanks. Like, subscribe, put your comments in on what you think of the Tiger 800 Sport. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.